Good evening. This is the Melodicinvestor. My name is Antoine, and I just want to come on and leave a couple thoughts with you guys and give you something to think about over the weekend. And, first off, to all you parents out there, man, shout out to you guys. Pat yourselves on the back. Anyone who has small children and are trying to raise kids today in the world that we live in. I feel you. I hear you. The challenges are real. Tired, trying to make ends meet, all the pressures you feel, maybe you're not at the best job or, whatever. Kids need lots of attention and lots of things, and I think sometimes with the state of everything, it's hard to sometimes plug in and lock in with your kids, which is another reason why investing matters, because we're ultimately trying to buy back our time. We can't trade time for money, and it's just not a winning recipe. So but anyway, I just wanted to come on and I was watching the DNC convention, and I was also watching the RNC convention when that happened several weeks ago, I guess. And I just was talking to a few people, and I was just like, man, no one is coming to save you and your family. No one's going to show up and fight for you. And I don't mean this to be like, dark or doomsday-ish, or, this is not a Republican or Democrat thing, but do realize that everyone has a boss, and at the end of the day, everyone has to look out for themselves. I wish it was different, but the reality of it is it's not. I think that you just got to really look out for your family. And honestly, that was one of the reasons why I started off this channel. For those of you who don't know, I have 20 years of experience. I've worked in real estate industry, in the multifamily. Then I currently work in the commercial side of things, and I have lived on both coasts. Grew up Bay Area, moved up to Portland, and made the trip all the way down to the southeast. And I live in a suburb of Atlanta now. And I wouldn't say I'm well traveled, but I've been to a few places. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Canada, Jamaica, and some states in there. But one common thread that I notice people always have is, well, a few common threads I would say. They want to make a living to be able to support their family, and they want the best for their kids after they're gone. And it's really basic. People want safety, education, a decent paying job, and really some discretionary income to take trips, have some fun, and create experiences with their loved ones. It's really all it is. Not that that's not nothing, but that's ultimately what I've seen in my very limited worldview of what people want. And here in America, I will say, it's not a place where you, again, please, I don't want this to be negative, but I'm just giving you my thoughts. I think it's a business that happens to be a country. I love it here, but I also love it other places. I can see myself easily living other places as well, easy. But in a business, You're always looking at the bottom line. And whatever doesn't meet the bottom line, well, you got to make some cuts, got to make changes. You could, you can have this mentality of, wanting to save the world, and that's a great thing to have. But, after listening to everyone and everyone's speeches was great, I thought, there's a lot of hope there. But, man, at the end of the day, my personal view is I don't think hope puts food on the table. I don't think hope pays the light bill. I don't think hope is a good game plan overall. And this isn't either side. This is universal. And if you're saying, well, you have the answers and I'll fix it, well, okay. We've heard this before. At the end of the day, I think it goes back to the basics. We have to be very diligent with the resources we do have. Dollar cost averaging when it comes to investing. Find out what speaks to you when it comes to investing, whether it be real estate, stocks, crypto, whatever that is. Be a student of it. I would even say obsess over it. I personally don't believe that the traditional method of going to college, getting a good education, which I'm not knocking that if that's your choice, and getting a job that pays you well, and doing that for 40 years, I just don't feel like that's a recipe for ultimate success. If your goal is to maybe achieve financial freedom and to, maybe pass down some things to your kids, if that's ultimately your goal. Or, if your goal is to be passionate about something else, like my creatives, if you want to be passionate about that, well, that pathway, I don't think that's a direct pathway. I'm not saying it's a bad one. I'm just saying, do realize what you're signing yourself up for. But having said that, at the end of the day, make sure you're as diligent as you can be with the money that you do have. And try your hardest to invest in something. Like I said, real estate, crypto, starting a business, whatever that is. Do what you have to do. That is legal, of course, to look out for you and yours, because no one else is coming for that. No one else is going to feel that pain that you feel when you can't do something, or you can't get the kids in camp. You can't get that favorite snack or whatever it is, for your kids. No one else has to deal with that. If you can't provide for your family, they're looking at you, and no one's coming to save you. And I don't mean that to be dark or heavy. I just want to give people just a little bit of a wake-up call. Like, there's nothing free. Nothing's going to save you. You are the secret sauce, and you got it, and you could do it. And that's my biggest takeaway. Like, some of my videos on YouTube, the ones that are doing the best, that have the most, it's usually things that deal with getting a discount or free. Nothing bad about those things, and I didn't do those to be clickbait, but they're doing the most success, and it's like, they have a lot of good helpful knowledge in it, but I don't know if it's the title that's you hear free or zero and you just get excited, which I get, like, who doesn't? But I generally didn't do those to be clickbaity. It's just, I only talk about things that I've done and that I've experienced. I try my hardest to not talk about things that I haven't done or either been closely related to. I want to talk about things that I actually have experience in and I've actually done, so I can tell you. So I'm not just another guy on YouTube talking out of the side of my neck. So I want to give you guys good stuff, good content, meaningful content that's life-changing. You can actually apply it. And that's my goal. But I just wanted to come on here and say, really encourage you and say, like, nobody is coming to save you and your family. Those little ones that are under your roof, those are your responsibility. You have to do what you need to do in your best interest to succeed or fail. I mean, it's really up to us, at the end of the day. And again, I was just telling someone, I was like, the other day, America is not a place to where, like I said, it's a business that happens to be a country. It's not a place where we get the best food. It's not a place where you come to heal. It's not a place where you come to, I guess, be made whole. Like, this is a place where you come and do commerce. Period. I don't love that. I love aspects of it, but when you start looking at the landscape of things, especially for us millennials, the game is changing like in real time. And I will even say has changed in real time for us. Just when we have figured out how to start being successful or making money or whatever, it feels like it's totally shifting now, and it's very hard to keep up and stay on top of these trends and staying educated. And it's become so fluid now. Whereas I feel like our parents and grandparents, I think Generation X and Generation X and like prior to them, I feel like you could do it the traditional way, and have a great life and be ahead. I think millennial and down, game has changed. Game has changed. The monetary policies that have enacted it since 2020, it's changing in real time. And we just have to adapt again, and be more savvier, be wiser. Everything has to count. And it's not impossible. I still believe you can do it. But I do believe there has to be some deep sacrifices in order to get ahead. I think the days of doing it the traditional ways, that's a wrap. I don't see that anymore. But again, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Hopefully I will continue to give you guys good content. Jeez, can't talk. Kids wear me out. Good content that's hopefully you can use it, and the things that I have done. Not trying to tell anyone how to live, just telling you how I have lived and in my investing journey. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.